Top 5 scary ghost videos that are disturbing. Number 5. Mitch Cohn and his dad are traveling down a busy motorway near Sydney, Australia. Late one Sunday night, when out they have a totally out-of-nowhere unsettling experience, Mitch caught the shiver-inducing scene, using the camera on his dashboard. Mitch describes how he was surprised when right in queue, a young child appeared. The congested road in front of him, he claims the child didn't appear to be older, and appeared to be wearing a blue coat. Immediately, Mitch Cohn's mother dials the police to inform them of the missing youngster randomly strolling down the road. After waiting 45 minutes for a response, Mitch calls back to submit his dashcam footage. However, the cop on the other end of the line tells him that the child has been discovered and that the tape is no longer required. This is when things start to get strange. Mitch Cohn now believes that the child is secure after the authorities assured him that it is. He uploads the dashcam video on Facebook, and the video gets picked up by the national news in Australia. When reporters contacted the police for more details, they flatly denied that they had ever located the boy. There were no complaints of missing youngsters in the vicinity, they said, despite their searches of the area. Therefore, could it be that Mitch caught something paranormal on camera and that is why the authorities reacted in such an odd way? Since I honestly don't know, please share your opinions in the comments. Number 4. Oregon-bound footage. Now that the origins of the following video has been hotly contested online, it is a bit of a mystery. In the video, a man displays his tent in the Deschutes, Oregon forest before things just go tragically wrong later that night. Jacob Address, who vanished in 2017 and was last seen in Eugene, Oregon after urgently calling a supervisor to report being pursued, is thought by someone to have captured this film. Others think that the young man who also vanished in 2017 may have shot the video, Chase Hove. The same location where this video was shot is where Pursuit vanished, but they're just theories. This is the eerie video. The tent of the man is approached by someone or something. He makes a hasty getaway, forgets his flashlight in the process, and must rely on his camera's infrared capability to see because it is completely dark. The video breaks out there, and the mystery deepens. To horror this, whoever was trying to sneak inside his tent is suddenly standing directly in front of him. Now, others report that the camera, as well as the man's car, tent, and other important possessions were discovered at the campsite. But the enigmatic man who recorded it all is said to have vanished. We will therefore likely never know whether this video was captured by Jacob Idris, Chase Hove, or neither, and it's impossible that the video is really a very complex fraud. I'll let you judge whether it's real or not. Number 3. The Point Pleasant phenomenon. Urban explorer Chris Hill of the well-known YouTube channel Urbex Hill is back for another bizarre urban exploration. This time, Chris travels to Point Pleasant, West Virginia to look for an eerie old tunnel system that is concealed somewhere deep within the woods surrounding the city. The small town of Point Pleasant has experienced its share of tragedy. In 1967, a suspension bridge over the Ohio River called the Silver Bridge suddenly and without warning collapsed under the town. You can see Pleasant Point, the iconic folk monster known as the Mothman, first appear in West Virginia. Multiple sightings or claims of a big humanoid creature with a moth-like appearance have been made in Point Pleasant. 1967, the year the bridge fell, was the same year-long period. Some people think that the enigmatic Mothman was a portent or even the reason the bridge collapsed. Chris locates the tunnel system after doing some reconnaissance, and he begins his exploration as he moves forward, going further and deeper into the tunnels. Chris finds it's difficult to breathe as the water begins to flow more vigorously and a sticky fog begins to rise from the stream. After traveling for several kilometers through the tunnel, Chris appears to reach a location that not even graffiti has been painted over before. At this point, the situation begins to become ominous and terrifying. Even though Chris is a little shaken by what he just heard, he walks back to check it out and discovers nothing there. This is coming from somewhere in the tunnels just behind him. He is still committed to go forward in order to reach the light at the end of the tunnel, where he manages to catch something genuinely horrific. Chris can see two weird people peeping out at him before they vanish back into the tunnels. Chris claims that he was unable to see anything through the fog on the sea at that time, and was not aware of the images his camera had recorded. What do you think is going on here? Could these enigmatic figures have anything to do with the countless Mothman sightings in Point Pleasant? As always, I'll leave it up to you to make that determination. He claims that he simply continued down the tunnel without seeing anything that could explain what he had filmed. Number 2. Meanwhile on TikTok. Mother from the Philippines residing in Japan with her 2 sons is TikTok user Darkseeker37. The 2 boys record a movie with one of their pals one spring evening when the sakura trees are in full bloom. And what happens next is quite bizarre. Do you see how one of the boys' legs was wrapped in a hand? The man who is filming is startled and quickly approaches to look around the 2 lads. However, nothing and no one are present. Some Japanese TikTok commenters think that someone was buried on the site where the sakura tree is currently located in the distant past, and that the restless soul attempted to physically reach out to the youngsters. But what do you believe this eerie hand might be? You decide if it's real or just a clever scam. Number 1. The Presence. Tommy Wills of Rockwood, Tennessee, believes that he was the target of paranormal activity for years, even as it followed him from house to house. But his wife Leslie and their 3 children are now starting to feel the effects of the dreadful occurrences. Leslie has discovered strange marks all over her body, and the family has heard booming, hoof-like footsteps within the home.
The cake.
Did you like the bicycle set you got for your birthday?
Oh my God, Tommy, it's gonna start again. Oh, God damn.
It ain't gotta mess everything up.
It's gonna mess this up for everybody now.
Come on, sissy.
Objects also seem to move on their own. They film the unusual sounds they hear one night with their freshly acquired camera, and what occurs next is very unsettling. The Pleasant party is disturbed by terrible paranormal activity, scaring the terrified young girl. The family has decided to perform group scenes in an effort to get rid of whatever is haunting their house because they feel the mysterious happenings have gone completely out of hand. It went horribly, even though family member Jacob is seated directly on top of a bed when the family begins their scenes. The bed moves on its own. Jacob jumps up an alarm, but the bed keeps moving. Then the water faucet starts on its own, but what really seems to frighten everyone is that blood appears to be dripping from the ceiling and landing on Tommy's wife's hand. Tommy now thinks that his family has a demonic and evil presence tied to them, but what happens next will always be a mystery. That is it for today, guys. What did you think of the video? Please share with us in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon for more incredible videos.